Hi everyone, my name is John Gold, and I didn't write a script or anything. I just jotted a few things down. The same establishment news that brought us Russiagate, that brought us Benghazi, that brought us birtherism, that told us about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, that told us about ties between Saddam Hussein and 9/11, is the same establishment news that spent well over 12 years painting people like me the equivalent of a baby killer or a dog torturer. Me, people like me fighting for truth, accountability, and justice for what happened on 9/11. People like me who are fighting to help the 9/11 first responders get the health care that they need, that they're still fighting to get the help that they need. Um, you know, First of all, Russiagate, such bullshit. First of all, it cemented the new Cold Hot War 2.0 into being, so thank you very much for that. It was about the DNC covering up what they did during election 2016. It was about $5 billion worth of free publicity given to Donald Trump, of all people. Donald Trump, who should have been treated, at the end of every news broadcast as, finally tonight, our favorite idiot candidate had this to say. The indictments that were written, I've heard from so many people that you can write anything you want in an indictment. It doesn't necessarily make it so. And another thing about the Mueller investigation, I think they used upwards of 2,800 subpoenas. I think they were put into place in a quick amount of time, as compared to the 9/11 Commission, which took 441 days to start, which, they had subpoena power, but they used it 3 times. Think about that. 3 times compared to 2,800 times. They used document requests which could be and were ignored. Benghazi. I wasn't too surprised that a killing took place in a country where we supported Al Qaeda linked groups, where NATO bombed the shit out of that country. It just happened to take place on 9/11 of that year, and Fox News jumped on it and made it something, made it more than it was. Um, birtherism. Phil Berg was somebody who was involved in 9/11 Truth. He's one of the people that helped to get that started. At the Treason in America conference in March 2010, Phil Berg was handing out pamphlets about birtherism. And I said, knock that shit the hell off. And I got angry. So I think, well, first of all, I think you should take a look at the establishment news that made people like me the equivalent of a baby killer or a dog torturer, and maybe look at it as something called, in poker, a tell, meaning that in some way, they attacked us so much that in some way we've got to be right. I have no doubt about that. I also think that people should take these propagandized events and use them as lessons as to how the establishment news works. Okay, to learn their game, to learn about what distractions are and where the real news is taking place. Anyway, this is basically all I wanted to say, but I do have a favorite quote of mine that applies to this situation perfectly, and it's from Gandhi, and it goes, an error does not become truth by reason of multiplied propagation, nor does truth become error because nobody sees it. So anyway, thank you for your time.